It was summer in the year 2011. I had just gotten back into anime the year before. I rewatched all of the Dragon Ball series and movies from September to February, watched all of Yu Yu Hakusho in February for the first time, went from the first episode of Naruto and Bleach to being fully caught up to the mangas from March to June. Then I watched Afro Samurai, and I was looking for another samurai-related anime. In the small YouTube anime community of the early 2010s, I stumbled upon a recommendation to watch Samurai Champloo. Champloo? What the hell does that mean? I thought. But I watched the anime right away. I looked up the first episode, and then I heard it. I was vibing with the theme, the visuals, the score, the lyrics. Everything felt perfect, seamless, true art. I'm not lying when I tell you that when it ended, I had to rewind it and hear it again. This opening quickly became one of my favorites. I'm not one to look up anything about an anime on YouTube while I'm watching it for the sake of not getting spoiled, but I had to look up the full version of Battle Cry. I did, and I didn't look at any of the comments of the video because I didn't want to get spoiled. I watched the whole series and I absolutely loved it. It became part of my top 5 anime. Throughout it, I thought about how unique the music was, how it so effortlessly intertwined itself within the setting and created a new type of samurai, the hip-hop inspired samurai. Let's go back to when I first watched the first episode. At the end, I heard the ending theme, Shiki no Uta, and I did the exact same. I had to find it on YouTube, I had to listen to the full song. But the feeling was slightly different. Instead of the vibing feels of listening to the opening, Battle Cry, this one gave me a weird sense of nostalgia. It's like I was thrown back into the early 2000s, and all the memories of my childhood days of watching anime came back. Memories that never existed. I never listened to Shiki no Uta when I was a child, but for some reason it felt like I did. It felt nostalgic, even though I never heard it before. At the end of the anime, I had to look up the person who made such amazing beats, and I found out his name, Nujabes. Jun Seba. I went to YouTube and the first song I listened to was Arurian Dance, or Aruarian, I have no idea how to pronounce it. I've tried to Google it, I can't find the pronunciation, so let's just hope it's one of those two. It was uploaded in March of 2009. This video is iconic in getting taken down and re-uploaded over and over again, and there's become a little bit of a theme where every time it gets taken down, a person re-comments a former comment by another person who said that he would always listen to the song with his brother when they were driving in the car, and he would never ask his brother the name of the song, and then his brother passed away and he was able to find the song again. And it just shows how much of a community we have created through Nujabes, and how all his videos there's never any toxicity in the comment section. Very rare on YouTube and extremely rare when it comes to the internet, a place full of negativity and bad vibes. I had that song on repeat for what could have been hours while I was laying on my bed staring at the ceiling. I did a lot of that in my high school years, and even in university. A lot of the old Nujabes videos have been taken down and re-uploaded, but since then there have been uploads of his albums. And I wouldn't be lying if I told you that I actually listened to the full albums in one go, in one sitting, all 3 of them. It was a good time. But I can still view the original Arurian Dance video from 2009, and also the homework edit that apparently is blocked in the US, but I can still watch it, luckily. See, Canada has its benefits. And when I play that song, I still get that nostalgia, that longing for the past, that longing for 2011, for the early 2000s. It's bittersweet, melancholic. I don't know why I like that feeling, but it can't be explained. Once I got my satisfaction from listening to a bunch of Nujabes tracks, I decided to look them up, because that's what I do when I finish an anime that I truly enjoyed and love. I look up the soundtracks and have them playing while I do other things. And then I look up the creators and I try to watch interviews of them on how they created the anime, as well as them voice acting and any things I see of them at conventions. It doesn't do anything but increase that empty feeling you get when you finish an anime. It's kind of counterintuitive in a way. When I thought of Nujabes, I thought, man, I'm for sure gonna go to one of his shows. That's on my bucket list for sure when I get older and I have enough money. So I found his Wikipedia, clicked on it, looked at the summary on the right side, and it hit me. Died February 26th, 2010. Aged 36. It was shocking. It felt like someone I knew had just died, because when someone you know has died an early death, you just think about all the moments you could have shared, all the memories that would have been created as you both age and mature in life. They have a connection to you, and in a quick way, Nujabes' music connected with me on the same way Tupac's did. It's like I was hit with a straight right to the face. Why is it that the greats die young? Nujabes continued to be a part of my life. I had the majority of his tracks on my iPod Nano, and I would listen to them as I walked to and from high school, and later as I commuted to and from university. There isn't a week that has gone by where I haven't listened to a single Nujabes Nujabes tracks since I discovered him in the summer of 2011. Hell, right now as I'm writing this, I have Nujabes tracks playing alongside Rainy Mood. I just think about all the potential artists he could have worked with. J. Cole, Kid Cudi, Kendrick Lamar, to name a few. But the best connection was with Shing02. His voice mixed perfectly with Nujabes' beats. It's like they had been creating music together since childhood. Their lovesick tracks are nothing short of amazing. How each part tells its own story, and then when connected together, it becomes a complete journey of being lovesick. A top comment on the video with all 6 parts summarizes it perfectly. The first song is Discovery. The second song is Falling in Love. The third is about taking all the bullshit out and live simple. The fourth song is about growing old together. The fifth is about loss and the hopefulness associated with it. And the final song is about meeting once again in the afterlife. This is what life should be. Everyone is always yearning for love, lovesick. And here's hoping everyone gets theirs before the end. The 2010s started off as a rough decade with the death of a great artist, but his impact on the world will forever remain through his beats. I can't believe it's been 10 years since he has passed, and it will be 10 years since I first discovered him. It's a bittersweet moment because I was hoping to already be in Japan right now working a job. My goal was to visit Nujabes' grave on the 10th anniversary of his death to pay my respects. To pay my respects to the legend that got me through a lot of tough times. But like many things in life, things don't always go as planned. You're hit with a rush of negativity, bad news, bad vibes. But the one reality is that your subjective perspective plays a tremendous role in how you deal with such situations. How bad or good are they really? Without Nujabes, I would have been a completely different person than I am today. His music kept me sane and helped me de-stress. I would listen to his tracks while preparing for a big presentation or while writing a term paper. When the stresses of university life, work life, social life were getting close to overwhelming, Nujabes' music helped me in dealing with them, to help me detach and look at it with a new perspective. His death continues to remind me that life can be fleeting. It can end at any time. I have several things I want to accomplish, and I know that Nujabes had a lot of unfinished goals. That's why I want to do the best I can, and I hope you do the best you can. Not just for yourself, not just for your own life, but for the others who will be positively influenced by your greatness. His music reminds me that in the end, everything will work out. Don't worry about the destination so much. It's the journey that creates you. Enjoy the journey. Nujabes may be gone physically, but spiritually, he will live on forever. All you have to do is hit play.